did change my mentality. It definitely changed my mentality because I wanted to prove that I was, I belonged. I'm one of the best. And that's still my mentality. That's my thing. I feel like deep down, I feel like I'm one of the best at anything I do. And that's my mentality. Like I said, that's just me wanting better than my dad, me wanting better than the dude next to me. So that's just how I am.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 2 of the DJ Henderson podcast. Today we have a very special guest, a good friend of mine, Tampa, Florida native, a former 4-star athlete who excelled on the football field and on the track, and even played a little bit of basketball as well in high school. During his first 2 years of high school, he picked up 30-plus Division I football offers. He spent a brief 2 years at Florida State University and currently is enrolled at Jackson State University. In this episode, you'll hear him go into detail about being coached and recruited by one of the greatest football players of all time, being a student at HBCU, and what he and his team plans to do this coming fall. If you're new to the show and you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss out on the show. If you're tuned in through the audio experience, make sure you leave a review, a 5-star rating, and subscribe to the show. Isaiah Bolden, welcome to the show, bro.
What's up, bro? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for taking the time to be a part of this. Definitely mean a lot. I appreciate it. All right, Isaiah, tell everybody where you're from and how you grew up, just about your upbringing, all that kind of stuff.
I'm from Tampa, Florida, to be exact, Carver City. Pretty much, I'm the oldest of 10. 10. 2 from my dad, 8 from my mom. Pretty much, I always just had to be in big bro to all my siblings from the jump. I had to grow up fast, My mom she was in the household, by herself a little bit, and then she bossed up. One thing about mom is she gonna work hard and she gonna level up. So pretty much, I wouldn't say I had a rough growing up. I think the only thing I had to do was just, have a single mom for a little bit and just, grow up and take care of my brothers and sisters. Not too crazy. Like other people were less fortunate than I was. So that's that.
I definitely feel that. I got 2 younger brothers, so I kind of know about what you're talking about, just taking care of your brothers, looking after them, stuff like that. Seeing your mom work hard, is that some of what helped you develop your work ethic on the field, off the field, everything like that?
Yeah, man. Just like I said, at an early age, I had to grow up fast. Probably like 4th, 3rd grade, I was by myself taking care of my siblings while I was working 2 jobs or just working late night shifts. So just seeing her just work hard and her wanting to get out that situation, her working hard to make sure we ate, make sure we were straight, that just showed me that, why can I do that? Why can I make my situation better? Why can I make my lifestyle better?
For sure. So we were talking about it the other day. I feel like we met a long time ago when we was kids, but we never played against each other in Little League. Talk to me about how you got introduced to football and talking to me about your Little League football experience.
I always loved football growing up. I started football early, probably like 5 years old. My first position was nose tackle. And that was fun, though. That was fun. And then I turned 6, and I just turned to this superstar running back. Everybody was a running back in youth football league. But I feel like if you look at my highlights of the best, youth running back out there, especially in Tampa. And yeah, that pretty much turned everything up, from 6 to now. I feel like I was one of the best dudes to play football in the area.
For sure. Who put the ball in your hand originally?
I would say both my dads, my stepdad and my pops. My pops played in the league, so growing up seeing him do that was fun to me. And they both just, they love football, so they both, wanted me to just play football. I always loved basketball more than football growing up, though. That's the thing. I loved basketball growing up, but they was more like football. So
with your dad being in the NFL, what was it like just being a part of that, like being able to see him play in games and just be on the inside? Like a lot of kids wish something like that could happen. They could even meet an NFL player, NBA player, professional athlete. What was it like just being that up close?
It was surreal. just every day seeing different players you idolize on TV. You know, I met Michael Vick. You know, I'm really close with him. You know, when I was younger, when my dad was in Atlanta. When my dad was in Tampa, Mike Allscott, Cadillac Williams, it's several dudes. I mean, it was that I got to meet. It was pretty dope to see, you know, the different game rooms they have, the meetings, how long the meetings would be. So pretty much I was groomed up for what I wanted to do right now.
For sure. I feel like that definitely is a big advantage. Just being able to see that up close and personal. Like anytime I see a professional athlete or a celebrity, anything like that, just seeing them in person is like, dang, it's actually possible. But for you to have a parent that's in that position, I know it definitely helped you a lot to even just grind, just know that it was possible to make it to the league because you had a real life example so close to you. When did you realize that you could be a good football player, like that you could take it to the next level?
When I was 6, when I was dominating from 6, youth football, I was dominating. After that first year, I don't know, something clicked, and then I was just dominating. Uh, got to high school, my freshman year, I played JV tour for a couple of games, and then I played. Did I play basketball? I don't know what I did. I think I took a break. And then sophomore year, I went crazy. Junior year, I just, you know, I knew I was gonna be special. I felt like it was in my genes. You know, my main thing for me is I want to be better than my dad. So that's the goal for me, just to be better than him. I want to get drafted before him. Just that's the big thing for me, just be better than him.
You just touched on it, your high school experience. Your first 2 years you were in Jacksonville. Talk to me about your high school, your first 2 years of high school ball there. You said you started on JV, worked your way up. Talk to me about that experience.
Um, so I moved to Jacksonville in my 8th grade year. Hated it. Leaving Tampa was, you know, was heartbreaking. But you know, as time went on, I think about like 8th grade, 9th grade, I was still dwelling on I want to move back to Tampa. Towards the end of my 9th grade year, I was like, yeah, let me just, you know, just stick it out. So in the 9th grade year, football was going good. Spring ball was really good. 10th grade, my sophomore year, it was great. You know, I got my first offer that year. We lost in the Final Four to Columbia. So that whole season was great. That was the season that pretty much just showed everybody I could be that dude. You know, just getting that first offer from Oklahoma, that's a huge offer, just, you know, for a first offer. So it was great those first 2 years at Bartram. I will say that. It was had its ups and downs, but overall it was a pretty great experience.
When you got that first offer, what did it feel like?
Man, I remember I was on my back porch on the phone, and I was like, and the coach, gosh, I think Coach Simmons, his name. I was talking to him, and he said, yeah, we're gonna offer you. And it hit me different, you know, because you don't get that big offer at that young age. So when I got the offer, I was just in shock. I said, man, you got to tell my mom. Like, I was excited. My mom she was halfway asleep. She was asking, you know how moms be asking every question, make sure it's legit. And then, you know, when I first got that first offer, it kicked it off for everybody.
For sure. After you got that first offer, what was your mentality like? Like, how did you just stay motivated and just keep grinding? Because obviously they kept coming in.
It didn't change my mentality. It definitely changed my mentality because I wanted to prove that I was, you know, I belonged. I wanted the best. And that's still my mentality. You know, that's my thing. I feel like deep down, I feel like I'm the best at anything I do. You know, and that's my mentality. Like I said, that's just me wanting better than my dad, me wanting better than the dude next to me. So that's just how I am.
So you moved back to Tampa after your 10th grade year, but that 10th grade year, what positions were you playing? Because when you came to Tampa, when I seen you play in high school, you were playing pretty much everything. What was the difference between being in Jacksonville and being in Tampa as far as football perspective?
Um, I would say when I was in Jacksonville, more structure. Um, Bartram had a lot more resources, you know, and they wanted me to stick to one position because they knew that was best for me. And then we had a lot of depth. I mean, we had depth everywhere. That team was stacked. It was a great team. So there was no need for me to, you know, play both ways. You know, I got to Chapel. Here's the funny thing. I think people may not know this. I was actually supposed to go to Wiregrass. And then stuff happened. I'm not gonna get the details, but stuff happened there. Um, and then got to Chapel. I feel like the reason why I play both ways is, which I didn't care. That's pretty fun to me. I play everything, so it was fun to me. Just because you didn't have a lot of depth, so that's pretty much the main thing. Just not a lot of depth. It's a smaller school.
First off, if you would have went to Wiregrass, definitely would have been a problem. You, Jordan, Daniel, everybody over there. I already know.
Yeah, that was the mission, man. Yeah, that was the mission for me to go to Wiregrass, and then I was about to bounce to IMG. Like it's a whole bunch of stuff that went down.
Yeah. I would have wanted to see that. Y'all boys would have turned up, no cap.
Oh God.
So yeah, Wesley Chapel, I seen you play return, punt, kick, DB, everything. What was that overall? Just your last 2 years? Even though you said Bartram had more resources, probably better players, just a lot of better. It was probably a lot better overall. But what was just it like just to be able to come back home and finish off your high school career?
It was great. It had a lot more to do than football. I just wanted to be back home, graduate back home. Just the last 2 years before I go off to college, it's different. So I just want to be back home with my boys, and we just do things different in Tampa, than where I was at. So that's what it's all about, more than just football.
I'm jumping around everywhere, but you played basketball in high school and you ran track in high school. Talk to me about talk to me about basketball first. What was your basketball experience like?
It was lit. I ain't gonna lie. I was a second or third leading scorer on my team. Coach loved me. I ain't gonna lie. He was lenient with some stuff I did, but it was fun. Like I haven't had that much fun playing a sport in a while. I would say that year we played a hoop. The dudes on the team were great. Like I loved each and every one of them. We were really tight. We was lit, man. We was lit.
I ain't never get to play you in basketball, but we definitely used to wax Wesley Chapel. I remember y'all coached I forgot his name.
Aggressive.
What's his name?
Aggressive.
Yeah, he looked like a gym coach from like a movie or something. Like he big as a bed. Yeah, I remember him for sure. He definitely used to be
nothing
yelling.
to play with.
Yeah, he wasn't nothing to play with for sure. I definitely remember. You also ran track. Talk to me about first, where did your speed come from? That's something that I always noticed seeing you play football, basketball too. Where did you get your speed from?
I would say my dad get mad at this. God, but shoot, it's my mom and my dad. I can't just say my dad. My mom ran track too, so both of them. I got my speed from both of them.
Okay. That had to come from somewhere. You said your dad gonna be mad.
Yeah, he can't. It's just all him. Nah, my mom I got some mom genetics too.
I got you. So yeah, you said your 10th grade year, you got your first offer from Oklahoma, big offer, Power 5 offer. Obviously, they continue to come in. What was it just like seeing your recruiting just pick up, see your stock rise, see all your hard work pay off?
My recruitment was fast. Like I can't even lie. Like I think I was pretty much done getting offers the end of my sophomore year, end of my sophomore year. I was pretty much done. I got 30 something offers that's that spring, so it was really fast. I'm young. I had a lot of interest in some schools. There's a couple schools I wanted to commit to, but my mom told me not to, but slow down. So it was really coming up fast. I can't lie about that.
What advice would you give somebody going through the recruiting process?
Be patient, man. Me, I flipped 3 times. So be patient, but from my learning experience, if I could, change something again, I would probably stay committed to Oregon. Because I like I said, that decision was me wanting to. I loved Oregon. Like to this day, I love Oregon. But I was thinking with my head. So I would tell the recruit, follow your heart, man. Follow your heart.
For sure. I had to ask you because I played college sports and stuff. I've played high school. I've been recruited. My recruiting process, nothing near the type of recruiting process you went through for sure. And I've been stressed out recently. I've been stressed out in the past about all of that stuff. So I know there's other people out there on many different levels, not just yours, not just mine, somewhere in between that's just going through it, trying to figure out their way in the recruiting process. So I had to ask you what you thought. So when you left high school, your final 2 was Oregon and FSU. Talk to me about just the journey figuring out between those 2 what school you're going to choose and continue your academic athletic career.
Yeah, my commitments were crazy. I committed to Florida State, committed to Jimbo Fisher my sophomore year. Um, and then Coach Tagler of USF, me and him grew a real close relationship to this day. That's my man to this day. He'll always look out for me, and that's why I love that man for real. Then he went out to Oregon. I took a visit out there. I fell in love off the rip. The fans were great out there in Eugene. The scenery was great. The town was great. It felt like an escape for me. Leaving Florida. That's why I loved it. I could just focus on football and academics. So went out there and I said, the hell with it, and committed. And I'll shut down my recruitment after that. Like I didn't talk to nobody. After I came to Oregon, I shut down my recruitment. It was no going nowhere else. Um, and then Coach Tag, after the first season, took a job back before the state, which was big. So I was like, dang. And I always had a love for Tallahassee, but I felt like the love was more, close to Coach Tag. So then it was a tricky situation. So then, I didn't know who the coach was gonna be at Oregon, and Coach Tag just went to Florida State. So I'm like, dang, I'm in a situation. So and then I decided to sign early, which that didn't help. So my signing day came. In my heart, I wanted to still stay committed to Oregon, but I thought more about my head, about well, my family was distance, how far it is from Florida, how many flights you got to take to get Eugene, stuff like that, minor things like that. And I ended up signing to, Florida State. But if I could do it again, I probably would have ended up stayed committed to Oregon because it's the dudes I met. We all grew a bond. It was. I love each and every one of those guys.
For sure. You said you felt you had a good bond with Coach Taggart, still do to this day. Talk to me about how important it is just like knowing your coach, actually like not just going somewhere because of a name or whatever, like having a connection with people that's actually going to affect your performance on the field.
Oh, that's the main thing. Like I said, anybody else, I probably would even speak on. But Coach Tag, our relationship started for years. And going to school with him just made everything a lot more easier for me. He looked after me. When I had troubles, here or there, he always had my back. So with Coach Tag, he was a great dude, great guy, and yeah, that's my man.
All right, so boom, after you signed, you end up going to Florida State. Talk to me about your experience there for the time you were there.
Freshman year, I was having a really good camp. I was in the in the 2D depth chart. Season just kicking off. I was doing my good thing, and then second game had a freak accident, tore my labrum, so I was out then. And then the following season, I had a great year. Had my first interception, returning kick returns, and just starting to have a welcome out party. And then Coach Tag got fired, which to this day I disagree with, but that ain't nothing to do with me. It's not my decision. But he got fired, and the following year, COVID happened. We got Coach Novell, which is a pretty good guy, and then I decided to leave.
You had Coach Taggart, somebody you had a very good relationship with for a good amount of time before you went to Florida State. Now you're at Jackson State, Deion Sanders, everybody knows. Talk to me about when you first connected with Coach Prime.
Oh man, it was surreal. Growing up, him, Devin Hester, the two dudes those are my favorite players. Like to this day, him and Devin Hester are my two favorite players. It was just a real moment, just getting to talk to him and meet him. I had several options, but I learned from my mistakes as a high school. I was like, man, I'm gonna follow my heart where I want to go at. I was gonna go either A&M or A&M, Texas A&M, and FAU and UNLV. Those three schools, I would narrow down to those three schools. And I really was gonna go to Texas A&M, but I feel like it was God's calling for Coach Prime to hit me up, and I was like, man, you ain't gotta say nothing to me. I'm on the way. So that was that.
And that Devin Hester and Deion Sanders are two of your favorite players, or your favorite two players. Like I could definitely see it, honestly. Like Devin Hester and Deion both returning punts. I never seen, you're probably the best returner I ever seen in person. Like at the high school level and college too. I feel like you're gonna have a break. Are you returning? Are you playing special teams?
Yeah. Got to.
Everybody stay tuned. Zay gonna have him. He gonna have him at least a punt return or a kick return for sure. High school, ridiculous. That's what I was about to say. I definitely could see the inspiration and influence because definitely returning punts, definitely playing DB, kicks too, everything. Like I could see it. True athlete. That's a real top two or favorite two right there for sure. No BS. So getting to Jackson, what was different about Jackson and Tallahassee? Like what was your adjustment to a different city, different scenery, different atmosphere like?
Man, it was a big adjustment. Leaving Tallahassee, everybody knows Tallahassee it's a party town. To this day I go back to Tallahassee, just to see my old people, just to have a good time. Jackson lit too though in his own ways. You gotta really, find people, see things out. Jackson be lit. But the thing about it is what I'm hearing is that I came at the wrong time because COVID. So, there weren't any classes on campus and what was here. So this fall, I'm gonna see, the full HBCU experience. But I was used to it, I was always at FAM every Friday, outside the season. But yeah, so I already know the HBCU experience, so I'm really excited for that.
What is it like having Coach Prime as your coach, like coaching you one-on-one, one of the greatest DB, one of the greatest DBs, however you want to call it? What is it like having him coach you day in and day out?
You can't, like I said, it was God's calling. I believe I'm one of the best talent DBs out here. So why not, learn from the best? I got a lot of stuff I got to fix. And him, remodeling my game, I'm only going to get better. And I already feel like I'm the one of the best. So it's a blessing. Like I said, it was God's calling for me to come here.
Describe your game to somebody that's never seen you play before. Because I know some of my audience, some of the people watching haven't seen you play and we haven't talked about it. But I talked about you a little bit, but I want you to tell everybody who is Isaiah Bolden on the field?
Fast, smart, disciplined. A guy that's going to make plays, That's the main thing. I love to make plays. Plays find you, but you still got to make plays, Special teams, DB, no longer doing offense, which is fine by me. I'm a different, I wouldn't say I'm different, but I'm a remodelize of the older generation, I would say. Older generation, you could do, both ways, stuff like that. Nowadays, you rarely see that. But, pretty much I wouldn't say I'm different, but I'm unique.
For sure. And in my sport, in basketball, you always hear the more that you can do and the more people that you can guard is like it maximizes the amount of time you get on the court, just your versatility. That's one of my biggest things, just my versatility. Talk to me about how your versatility has impacted your recruiting, your game. Just talk to me about that.
It impacted a lot. I mean, at State, I just played just corner, so it was just one thing and returner. Here, I ain't gonna say too much, but I'm moving around in the defense. And they let me just play ball. They let me use my ability. So I'm really excited. Me being versatile, they see it. So it's gonna be some good things in the fall.
I'm excited. Don't tell them too much. Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell them too much.
So you guys but you guys finished spring ball. Talk to me about your spring experience.
It was different. I ain't gonna lie. My body was not ready for it. So just getting those injuries in the spring, was not ready. Ready for it. But it was different. I ain't gonna lie. It was pretty good.
Now you guys doing summer workouts. What's a couple of things that you're trying to fine tune before the season gets here? Soon y'all gonna be getting ready for fall camp and stuff. But what are you trying to work on specifically right now?
Just to stay healthy this year. That's the main thing. That's really just the main thing. Just make sure I stay healthy. I gained more weight. I'm at 200 right now. I'm trying to get 205 by the end of this fall. Yeah, in the fall. And pretty much just that's the main thing. If I stay healthy, ain't nothing really good. I feel nothing really stopped me. So just staying healthy.
Man, I feel like people watching or people in general that don't play sports or never played at a higher level, like they don't understand how important your health is. Like you can't do nothing if you're not healthy. I know from experience coming up, I got injured a good amount. last year I went through some injuries also, and with COVID, everything like that, and I missed 7 weeks of the season last year. Our season was already short. We played 20 games. I think I played in 9 of them, and I was just not the same. Talk to me about just recovering from injuries. You had injuries at FSU. Talk to me about just the mentality you got to have bouncing back from injuries.
You gotta have a strong mindset coming to injuries. I opened it up about this. My very first injury, my freshman year when I had surgery, I went into a little depression period. Because I was like, dang, like just seeing my team play and I wasn't there, it hurt, just wanting to play and you can't play is different. But you got to have a strong mindset to get up out of that mindset of, that depression mindset. But it's tough, but, you pull through. I feel like all athletes pull through in their own way. And you just got to keep going. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it phase you and attack the day.
Man, you depression. I never just thought about it just being I was depressed, but man, I already know the hurt you're talking about. Long nights. I definitely cried. Long nights, not being able to play, like, because it's what you really love to do. Is what your future depends on, in a sense, like, and you just want to play. Like, I know everybody that knows, if you know, but I definitely feel you on that for sure. You had some injuries this spring, but talk to me about just seeing some of y'all spring games on ESPN, the different coverage that you guys have been getting this year since Coach Prime came to Jackson State. Eddie George is at a HBCU now. Just talk to me about what you think about the exposure you guys are getting now.
Ridiculous, man. It's a great exposure. We're gonna get plenty more. And Coach Prime really is changing the game. He's changing the narrative, man. I can respect the man, besides trying to help me out, he's trying to help us as a people out, as a whole out. Not just Jackson State. He's trying to help all HBCUs out. And, that's a lot of people wouldn't do that, So I respect him tons for that. And the people that hate him, it's ridiculous, in my opinion. I don't know why you would hate a guy who's trying to help HBCU as a culture, because I didn't know growing up that the NFL players used to come to HBCU at the time. I didn't know that. Like, when I got here, I knew Walter Payton. I didn't know Walter Payton went here. So, like, I'm trying to, learn the HBCU education. So, with Coach Prime, I'm just, like I said, all respect for him because he's trying to change the game. He's not only trying to get us to lead, he's trying to get other players at HBCUs to lead. Him being a big influence in the football world, he's literally the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So he has that type of power to, have some type of influence in the game. So it's a blessing, man. Having him it's great.
Yeah, my best friend, his name Nico Duffy. He played for Alcorn State. He played running back. That's one of my best friends. I know he talked I know he's thinking about last year. I know you are too. Pretty much anybody that's in HBCUs. Last year, nobody from HBCUs got drafted, and I know a lot of people are just saying, "Why would I go to HBCU? This, and this." Like, they don't get the exposure, but I definitely feel like it's a lot of different things that impacted that happening. Like, especially like COVID definitely impacted that. Like, coaches weren't, or scouts and stuff weren't able to do their due diligence how they usually are. But just tell me, from your perspective, like, what would you tell somebody that's deciding between a Power 5 school and an HBCU? Like, what are the benefits and what do you see in the future? What change have you seen so far and what do you see changing in the future?
You with your people. I'm going to keep it a stack. You're not going to get the type of love, type of fun at a PWI than at HBCU. The love's different. It's genuine. And you're not going to get it at a PWI. Like I said, at a PW, you got to think, oh, I received something. I'm about to give something. Here, it's just genuine love. I remember first week I got here. Not first week. Yeah. I needed help moving. People would hit me up. Hey, man, you need help moving? To help me move in. Random, people that fans of Jackson, so, and that's the thing about Jackson as a whole. Great people. I mean, great people in Jackson, Mississippi. I mean, they love their football team, and they just really are great people out here. So if I had a kid and he wanted to choose between a PW and HBCU, I would let him choose his own decision. But I would tell him that, it's the difference between a PW and HBCU HBCU, you could be around your people a lot more fun. People to understand you, how you grew up, what you've been through, instead of a PWI.
Yeah, like you said, you was real close to FAMU, so you already got some of the HBCU experience. You already have some of the HBCU experience. What else are you looking forward to just being a part of or just seeing? I know definitely I'm ready to go back to school, or I know you are too. I know everybody is ready to go back to like a less COVID restricted school year. Talk to me about what you just excited to see in the fall when you guys start school again.
I'm excited to see this team put on a show this fall. I mean, we are clicking. It's something special. It's real special. I'm excited to turn up this fall, man. It's a lot of guys on my team who I think could go to the league this year. So I'm really excited. And just see the city of Jackson turn up behind us, man. The spring was just a small taste, and they were still turning up for us. And just imagine the fall. We got a lot of dogs on the team, man. Like I said, I know dudes right now that definitely is league ready. So I'm excited.
I've definitely been seeing, like, I feel like it's all just coming together because even just me, myself, I've been seeing so much more media coverage on HBCU players. Like, I've been seeing other podcasts, other media outlets just posting on Instagram, Twitter, all kind of stuff. So I definitely feel like y'all are getting the exposure that should be coming with everything that you guys everything that's been changing recently. Recently, the NCAA passed the NIL law, being able to profit off your name, image, and likeness. First, I know one of your favorite college players overall is Reggie Bush, guys like that. Talk to me about just people in the past that weren't able to profit off their likeness and the NCAA, and talk to me about what you see for yourself and just other athletes coming up in the future with this new change.
I feel bad for dudes that, before me that have the opportunity. Dudes like Johnny Manziel, Reggie Bush, Tim Tebow, Coach Prime, Peter Ward. Those guys would make a lot of money in college, I ain't gonna lie. So I feel bad for those guys. Right now, I'm just trying to keep the main thing, which is ball. I do a couple deals here and there, but just keeping the main thing, which is football, and trying to, I'm not really worried about the little money right now or the big money later. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my body right, get healthy, and, try to be league now.
And if you keep the main thing, like you said, all that stuff will fall into place anyways. Everybody want to be, if you're doing good, then it's all going to come. Nobody want to be putting their money, their time into somebody that's not really producing the way that they should. So I definitely feel that. All right, now we just got a few things just to wrap up. Who are your top 5 DBs of all time?
Oh, yeah. We got Coach Prime. We got Ed Reed. We got Troy Polamalu. We got Sean Taylor. And we got who else? And I'm still gonna put Jalen Ramsey in there too.
Okay. That's another lit 5 too.
Yeah.
What's the best advice that you've ever received?
Be you. Don't change for nobody. Be you.
Who are your top 5 rappers out right now?
No order. Say Hendrix, Lil Baby, Kodak Black. He always in Gunna, Young Thug.
Seddy Hendrix, Lil Baby, Gunner, Thug, Kodak.
Yeah.
How you got on Seddy Hendrix?
I know him for a while now.
Jacksonville.
He's from Jacksonville, so I love his music.
Yeah, I seen him on an interview. I heard one of his songs a long time ago, but I just seen him on an interview with DJ Drama. I didn't know he was signed to DJ Drama. That's major.
Yeah.
What's the number one thing for you to do in your free time?
Stream, playing video games, and eat.
Who's been the biggest influence in your life thus far?
My mother.
What's been your favorite play of your college career so far?
My favorite play. What's crazy though? My favorite play wouldn't even be my first interception. It actually would be my first kick return. That's my first play, favorite play, because I love returning kicks. I didn't take it to the house, but it was my favorite play for sure.
When your dad was your age right now, are you better than him?
Yes, no debate, no doubt.
Debate.
He ain't do what I've been doing. No debate.
No debate.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could meet and spend a day with 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Oh, easy. Michael Jackson, because he's a GOAT. I love his music. Kevin Durant, my favorite athlete right now, that's playing currently, and Young Blazing, because I love her. I ain't gonna catch. She's so fine. That's. I want her to be the wife so bad.
This
Those
man is
3
a
people.
fool, y'all. He's definitely a fool. If you could give anybody that's trying to make it, any walk of life, some advice, what advice would you give them?
What makes you different? Be that guy that people be like, oh, something's different about him. So that's how you catch people's eyes. Something's gonna be different about you than everybody else.
Okay. All right. And who would you want to see on my show? Whoever you say, you gotta plug me in. You gotta help me get him. Who should I have on the show?
I'm gonna plug one of my teammates in. You probably my dog Nugget or Shane Hooks. I'm gonna plug them in. Or my roommate Junior. He just came from Auburn, so I'll definitely plug you in.
All right, bet. Isaiah Bolden, thank you again for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it. Tell everybody where they can find you, social media, and what they should be looking for this fall.
Social media, Zay Bolden _ ZAYBOLDN 2 underscores. Twitter, Isaiah Bolden 23. I'm not gonna give you out my Snapchat. Cash App, you want to cash at me, $IB Bolden. But for the year coming up, expect big things, not for me, for just Jackson State, period. This team is coming together. And there's a lot of hungry dudes that's trying to make it to the league. So it's gonna be a show for sure.
Yes, sir. Isaiah Bolden, Jackson State athlete. Thank you again for taking the time to do this. I appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate that, my boy.
Yes, sir.
All right.